ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
He might not have a badge, but we have faith in his killer instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest, Father Brown. Stream the new season now, only on BritBox.
That sounds like a marvellous plan.
Plus, watch even more unofficial detectives in much-loved series, including Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder in Provence, and more. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect the Undetectives. Start streaming today at BritBox.com.
The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning edition of the Roundtable with your host, Wayne Blair, myself, Rick Hall. Come to you every Tuesday morning from the WGNS studios here in Murfreesboro, and we try to find things around the north end of Rutherford County and Smyrna and Laverne and areas like that. And hope you enjoy our show every week. We try to bring you the best guests that we can find, I guess you could say, right, Wayne?
Yeah. I think we've had a lot of jewels come on this show. We've, people that have affected the community for the positive, and community leaders. I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to get to sit with them and ask them questions, and finding out about their journey.
Yes, sir. You had a great weekend, I hope.
I did. A lot of things going on. I think summer has finally snuck in on us. We've hit the 90s, so I guess it's off.
Well, I hauled hay, so I feel nasally and I can't breathe, and it's going to take me a week to get over all this stuff.
Bless your heart. I did that as a young man. Not that you're old, but I don't
think you just called me old.
Well, I would not want to be tossing hay bales unless I was on a tractor doing the round ones.
No, I wish we did it. 479. They're in the barn. I'm
Bless
happy.
your heart. Better man than I.
Yeah.
So, we've had the honor this morning of having two individuals representing what has been referred to a number of times as the diamond of the town of Smyrna. And this morning we have Gary Winton, who's the Director of Campus Engagement at Motlow State Community College, and Mr. Winton has also brought a paramedic student with him, and we'll get Gary to introduce Blake here in a few minutes. But good morning, Gary. Glad to have you.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
Well, we want to talk about Motlow, and but before we do that, why don't we talk about you and your professional journey?
I started with the college in 2000. I became a secretary in the humanities office at the home campus in Lynchburg, then to the president's office admissions, and came to Smyrna in 2006. And have seen us go from one small building with over 2,000 students on more than one semester to 3 buildings and right up 2,500 before COVID began. So it's been a journey. I've seen growth and met many great people like yourself and Rick and different people from the community. So we're thankful for the opportunity to be in Smyrna, for the love and support that's shown to us, and then for just all the students that we get to see and interact with and help to improve their lives.
I think all the community leaders in the town just thrilled to have Motlow, the campus, there.
Very much so. It's been a great partnership.
Well, talk about your personal life, if you want to, where you grew up, your educational journey.
Born and raised in Manchester, Tennessee. Still live there. Do the drive-in to the town most days. And
that's not as easy as it used to be, is it?
As long as everybody's playing nicely on Interstate 24, it's about an hour.
We want to address that, don't we, Rick?
If people don't play nicely, it can be 2 hours or 3 hours. It just depends. But in the almost 17 years, it's only taken me over 9 times to get there, over an hour. So that's not too bad odds.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. So enjoy reading and just chilling when I have the opportunity, visiting with family, and I'm a pretty boring person.
Well, no. What about your university? Well, you went to
Coffee County Central High School and graduated from there.
Red Raiders?
Red Raiders, that's
Okay.
exactly
Wow,
right.
okay.
Yeah, impressive.
Well, I've got some insignificant trivia just floating up there from time to time.
And then on to Motlow College and graduated from there in 1997, and then to MTSU for the Plant and Soil Science
Go
bachelor's
blue.
degree.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
So, with your journey into Motlow, and you started out in 2000, and you said you were in Lynchburg. How many campuses do Motlow
There's
have?
5 different locations. The home campus in Lynchburg, a campus in Fayetteville and McMinnville, and then the Smyrna campus, and then we have a location in Sparta.
And what is Smyrna your largest campus now, or which one?
Student-wise, yes.
Student-wise,
It's the home campus is the largest, that has the most buildings and that type of thing.
That's interesting, because that's what I kind of heard, that Motlow has kind of grown and been one of the largest student ones as far as, in the town of Smyrna now. And that somebody said, well, when are they going to move the phone office to Smyrna?
It won't ever happen. The way the charter's written, it'll stay in Lynchburg.
That's awesome. That's really nice.
So in Lynchburg, of course, that's where your athletic teams are
Correct.
based out of. Are there dorms there?
They're not.
Okay.
We're a commuter school. So
Okay.
students drive in and take their classes and then go on to work or whatever the next stop of their day is. Now, the athletes have different. The coaches arrange for housing for them in the Lynchburg and Tullahoma area.
Okay.
But there's no dorms on our campus,
Good.
any of the campuses. We serve 11 different counties in the Middle Tennessee area.
I'm not aware. Is there another college with a system like y'all got? It's
There
kind
are
of
13 of us in total.
that are built kind of the same way. Wow. I just think that's kind of interesting the way it's all set up.
I know you have, as far as your athletic teams, you have baseball, you have softball.
Basketball
You have-
for men and women, and then ladies soccer.
Okay. Okay.
And they've done really well. They've won the championship more than once since they've been in business with us in 2016, 2017, when the ladies soccer began.
So what is the athletic, you have the NCAA and with all the different divisions and so
It's I won't ever be able to
like
say
junior
it.
college?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I don't know that abbreviation just off the top, but that's the conference that we're in.
Okay.
Tell us about the Smyrna campus. What all do y'all offer for that Smyrna campus? I know it's a plethora of classes and things that a student can take, but what is the most? Is it general studies that most of you see most of your students coming in and staying? Or
We do have a lot of general study students that come in not quite sure what they want to do, and that's
Yeah.
a great way to get started. We have the English degree, the business administration, nursing, EMT, paramedic like Blake is.
Yeah.
We also have mechatronics that marries or combines the mechanical and electrical engineering components together. We have robotics. We have the civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering as well. That helps the student get ready to then transfer to the university to finish up their bachelor's degree in that, whatever they choose.
That's very interesting. So, seems like to me you got a lot of industry oriented classes, and that's kind of where the future is going.
Correct.
I would assume, right?
Right.
Do y'all partnership with any of our local, like Nissan or Bridgestone or anybody
We have a
like
really
that?
good partnership with Nissan, and we had some mechatronics classes at Bridgestone
Yeah.
back in before we had space on our campus to have those in Rutherford County. So we have a lot of good partnerships.
That's amazing. Does like TCAT? I know it seems like y'all are mirroring kind of side by side with a lot of. Do you partnership with them because of their
We do.
facilities
Students
and
can
stuff?
finish with the TCAT and then articulate over with us and finish up an associate's degree. And then they can use that to springboard to MTSU and finish their bachelor's degree.
What about job wise? Do you find job placement sometimes for your students or that are coming in?
We
or
try to
do
keep
they-
a board of active jobs so that students can see what's going on, and their completion coaches are able to help them with that as well. And our workforce group is able to help with resumes and interview skills and mock interviews and those types of things.
Wow, I think I need to go back to school.
Ah.
I could use that.
We'll take you.
Why don't you introduce Blake, and
Okay.
we'll let Blake kind of tell his story.
Very good. Sounds like a plan. Mr. Blake Hutchins is one of our paramedic students, and I asked Michael Pevito about a student, and he highly recommended Blake, so he's here with us this morning.
Hi, my name is Blake Hutchins. I'm honored to be here with you all today. I'm a paramedic student with Motlow State Community College. I'll kind of give a brief story about my life. I was born and raised here in Rutherford County in Murfreesboro. I was a competitive gymnast growing up, did quite a bit of traveling. Started as a gymnastics coach here in Rutherford County, and decided that I wanted to go to EMT school, so I attended MTSU for EMT school and then advanced EMT school. And I started working at Rutherford County EMS full-time, and worked there for about a year, and then I made the decision I wanted to go to paramedic school. So I have been attending Motlow. This is my third semester in paramedic school. So yeah, I've only got about a month and a half left, so I'm excited and I've enjoyed it so far.
That's awesome. So background-wise, so you were born and raised here, and tell us about gymnastics. What did you compete in? And you said you kind of traveled a lot all over, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so I started gymnastics whenever I was 2 years old. Both my sisters did it as well, and so I did it for about 17 years. And started competing at age 5. So a lot of my childhood was spent, on the road traveling all around Tennessee. We would go down to Georgia, Florida, mainly in the southeast. So I got really used to staying in hotel rooms and stuff like that. But I think it definitely makes for an interesting childhood. Gymnastics definitely taught me some really good things as far as like being goal oriented, and because there's a lot of things in gymnastics that you've got to work hard for, and I think that definitely transfers over to other areas of my life.
Super hard, I was a dance dad. That's see, everybody laughs when I say I was a dance dad. I wish I could say I was a gymnastics dad.
I think we're a
lot better. But yeah, the sacrifices.
I thought you were going to say I was a dancer.
No,
I was going to be impressed.
No, I know better than that.
Blake, as a gymnast, having practice and competitions, and being a paramedic student now, did you witness any serious injuries during those times?
I did. I was very fortunate throughout my 17-year career. I never really had a bad injury, but there were definitely a couple times that I saw some pretty gnarly injuries, whether it be at practice or at competitions.
Wow. Kind of explain to our audience the difference between an EMT and a paramedic as far as the duties and the knowledge base. Just kind of take us through the weeds, if you will.
Yeah, so there's kind of a national standard, but here in Tennessee, there's 4 license levels for pre-hospital providers. There's an EMT, well, there's really 5. There's an EMR level, emergency medical responder, which is pretty much basic medical first aid. A lot of police officers, some firefighters, a lot of volunteer firefighters will get that certification. It's just a week-long course where they learn basic first aid, CPR, stuff like that. And then you have EMT or EMT Basic, which kind of steps it up. At Motlow, I believe it's a 1-semester program, and they learn more advanced bandaging, splinting, some basic medication administration, and kind of learning the operation side of emergency medical service. And then here in Tennessee, we have advanced EMT, which kind of builds on that. It's another semester at Motlow. And an advanced EMT can start IVs, do IOs, so drilling a needle into someone's bone. They can do some different airways. Just kind of builds on that. And now there was actually an update by the state of Tennessee that gives a little bit more protocol to advanced EMTs, where they can push some different medications, some pain medications and stuff like that. But each one of those are 1 semester each, and then you make that jump to paramedic, and the scope of practice jumps significantly from an advanced EMT to a paramedic. So in the state of Tennessee, paramedics can do a lot more than what people really think they can. They can do endotracheal intubation. They can do surgical crikes, needle decompression, and any medication that you could really think of that a doctor would sign off on, a paramedic is able to give. And yeah, really any intervention that needs to be done, a paramedic is able, with the right protocols, to do that. And then there's one last licensure. It's critical care paramedic, which it varies the length of the class and everything, but a critical care paramedic can do even more. They can do chest tubes. They can do a laundry list of other high-level interventions that need to be done pre-hospitally.
Rick and I have been doing this now for over a year, and you're the first guest that's made me cringe when you start into the bone. And
Yeah,
I'm going, ooh.
But I think that shows the advancement we've had in healthcare, because we've found through research that those advanced life care things are what are saving lives with a lot of people before that we would end up losing, that, the state keeps updating and through research and everything else. And it's amazing him sitting there telling that story of what care they can really do roadside in a box truck.
And previously, so EMS was kind of really formed in the 70s, and at that point, and even through the 80s, it was really like, if you called 911, you were getting an ambulance and you were getting 2 EMTs, but pretty much what was going to happen is you were going to be thrown on the cot and driven to the hospital. And you may get some oxygen, you may get some basic interventions, but it was really, hey, let's drive as fast as we can to get you to the hospital, because the hospital is what you need. Well, now, with the protocols we have and the ability to do these life-saving interventions, we don't have to do that anymore. So we can take a couple extra minutes and sit there and perform a life-saving intervention right there at the scene, where we don't have to say, okay, let's just drive as fast as we can to the hospital, because we can do the intervention the hospital's going to do right here and right now.
How do you practice those procedures that I was talking about that made me cringe? I mean, how do you get good at that?
So, with a lot of these things, it's really, real world practice is the best. But I know through my EMT school and here at Motlow, we have very great training models and mannequins and things like that are a lot more realistic than you would ever imagine. And it's just repetition. So in the paramedic program, we do hundreds of hours in the lab, also in the classroom, but we do just as much in the lab as we do in the classroom, just practicing these interventions over and over and over again, to where it's muscle memory. Because when we're doing these interventions out in the street, it's a high stress environment where it's not like a classroom. So we want to be able to, when we're really stressed out, we want a muscle memory to be able to do it.
Explain a little bit about the classroom, because I've got an 18-year-old daughter that's graduated, and we did the whole college tour around. What's a classroom look like? Have y'all got? I haven't been to Motlow. We didn't tour there, but is there like mock hospital room type situation, patient rooms and things like that y'all got set up at Motlow for the students y'all to work in?
Yeah, so Motlow has a really good nursing program that I know several people that have went through it. And in the nursing department, they do have like hospital rooms set up with hospital beds, training mannequins. I believe some of them will actually speak to you, yep. Which is kind of really scary sometimes. Yeah.
You've got an instructor out of the room, and they've got a computer that they're monitoring, and as you do things, it evolves, and the whole training
it's kind of going in Stephen King.
Yeah, I know.
Very much so these days. Yeah.
But yeah, they've got a lot of stuff like that. In our lab, we have quite quite a bit of equipment. Every piece of equipment that we would have on an ambulance that we need to practice with, we've got in there. We have stretchers. We have mannequins that are weigh 250 pounds that we have to pick up, put on the stretcher. We can start IVs on them. We can intubate them. We can do all these procedures to the mannequins. And we've also got these mock cardiac monitors as well that can show us different cardiac rhythms, show us 12 lead EKGs that we need to interpret. And we can actually, there's 3 different cardiac monitors out there that a lot of EMS agencies use, and you can actually set it to the different cardiac monitor that somebody's used to. So, and you can set the vital signs and everything. It's a lot of really cool equipment that help, us feel like we're actually doing this in the lab. So,
by the way, they got to drive at excessive speeds with lights and sirens on top of everything else going on.
That's the fun part of
exactly.
it.
Yeah. So, what's your partnership like with Motlow and say Rutherford County with you being working there? Is there y'all partner with them a lot, or what you're learning?
We're really, I think, ramping that up, and Blake can talk more about that because he mentioned a while ago that 30 of you all are going through it now.
So Murfreesboro Fire Department has partnered with them to send, I believe it's over 30 Murfreesboro firefighters through paramedic school. I believe they received a grant to pay for that. But I know that Motlow has partnered with Rutherford County Fire Rescue to send their firefighters through Motlow. Rutherford County has talked about that, but I know they're always in close communications, and there's a lot of paramedics that work at Rutherford County that are instructors at Motlow, and there's a very good relationship there, being in this county. And I know it's only going to get better. I know there's talks. So
how many paramedics are there through the county and through the city of Murfreesboro?
So, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you, but I know we have 16 advanced life support ambulances in this county that are running right now. We're adding another one. The station's going to open within the next couple weeks, and we're in the process of building 3 more. So, each ambulance will always have a paramedic. Some ambulances have 2 paramedics.
Okay, that could be my next question.
Yeah, so it really just depends. If you've got a really busy ambulance, you would want 2 paramedics on there, just so one paramedic is not getting slammed with reports and the stress of being in charge of every call. So yeah, and we have 4 shifts, so whatever that comes out to. And then in the city of Murfreesboro, they're constantly trying to advance their personnel. So they have quite a few paramedics on the fire engines as well, that run with us on medical calls.
Wayne, you might be able to speak to it. I know with the county and watching some of the county stuff, it seems like through public safety there was vacancies within the EMTs or the paramedic corps because of, obviously nutrition and people retiring and things like that, or going to Nashville or bigger cities, that we were losing some people. So it's always filling that backlog of folks, just like law enforcement was going through as well. But
yeah, I think the county commission attempted to the year before I left the commission to get those pay levels up to be competitive with some of the competing systems that surround us. So yeah, competition, attrition, it's been a difficult, not only for the medical professionals but also for the law enforcement professionals as well.
Everybody likes raises, right, Blake?
Yes, that is true.
So I know we're getting ready for a break. Do you drive? Do you get to drive?
Yeah. So the roles of driving are really split between you and your partner. I'm currently an advanced EMT, so I've got a paramedic partner. Most of the time, I will drive to the calls, just so he can start his report, because we never know what we're going to find on the scene. So we're just going to assume it's an advanced life support call until we get there. But if it ends up being a basic life support call and I end up riding into the hospital, then my partner will drive. So the roles are really split between the two.
Okay.
That is one of the fun parts of the job.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Hey, you're listening to Gary Whitten, with the Director of Campus Engagement with Motlow College, and he's brought one of his students with us, a paramedic candidate here, a month out. You'll be a paramedic, Blake Hutchins. We're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back with you in just a minute.
Looking for a charming home close to downtown and MTSU? Look no further than this 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 0-lot line at 1341 Sharon Court. This home features a spacious living room, an open kitchen, and a primary suite on the main floor. It could be perfect for a family or a couple who wants to live in the middle of everything while still in a private neighborhood. Call for a showing today, 615-542-1915. I'm Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates.
The City of Murfreesboro is hosting a career fair on Friday, June the 9th. Alex Jones for the City of Murfreesboro.
It'll be held on the Civic Plaza, right out front of City Hall, where you see the fountains and the pretty greenery.
Over 30 employers representing a variety of industries will be at the upcoming career fair on the Murfreesboro Civic Plaza.
We have healthcare, FedEx, fast food, even airlines like Southwest.
Career fair, June 9th from 9 to 1, rain or shine.
Guys, you may have noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive. Guess what? It could be low T. Schedule your complete health assessment at Low T Center, where they now offer the convenience of monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for $155 a month cash pay or covered by most health insurance. If you don't live near a Low T Center, or you just need that convenience of at-home treatment, Low T Center makes it easy to get started on treatment. Only your first 2 visits are in person. Go to lowtcenter.com right now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Del's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2023. Save 60%. Code 2023. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
Hi, this is Bob Cornell, pastor of Covenant Church right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The answer that you've been looking for is found in Jesus and what he accomplished at the cross. You see, Jesus changes lives from the inside out. We would love for you to join us at Covenant Church, located at 1124 Brinkley Ave right here in Murfreesboro. We have services Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. You can learn more about us at our Cornell Ministries YouTube channel. We want you to grow in Christ at Covenant Church.
It's Good Neighbor Events, brought to you by the law offices of John Day, AmeriCare Pest Control, and Cardinal Realty Solutions.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the law offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the law offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
Now WGNS Good Neighbor Events. The Red Cross is critically low on blood. Phone the Red Cross and make an appointment at a time that fits your schedule. You've heard us talking about wedding dresses across decades and cultures. Now through June the 18th. And it's open Fridays and Saturdays from 10 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. On Sundays from 1 until 5. The Women's Club of Murfreesboro, 221 West College Street. And the admission, $15. Here's something you need to know. There's a grief support group every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Street Senior Center. And now through August 31st, there's no sales tax on gun safes sold in Tennessee. That tax-free holiday continues now until August 31st. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your tattered American flag to WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Good Neighbor weather.
Look for hazy sunshine for this afternoon with highs working up into the upper 80s. Then for tonight, partly cloudy with areas of haze dropping to a low of 60. I'm meteorologist Michael Carra, News Radio WGNS. Right now it's 66.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, MTE has provided light, comfort, and connection to our community since 1936. As your trusted energy advisor, MTE is always here to help. Connect online or download the My MTE app.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And welcome back to the second segment of the WGNS Roundtable, held every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, with your host, Rick Hall and Wayne Blair. And it's been our pleasure this morning to have Gary Winton, the Director of Campus Engagement at Motlow State Community College, with us. And he brought an exceptional student that we didn't know him very well before he came into the studio, but Blake, you've been a very impressive guest this morning, so tickled to have you. Talk about your class. What does your day and week look like?
So it's been kind of different the past month with in between the semesters, but been quite busy. So last semester, kind of how it is, and starting this week, we go back into class. So I come to class 2 days a week. One day is typically a lecture, and those are up to 8 hours. And then I have a lab day where those are also up to 8 hours. So I come to campus some weeks 2 days a week, and then I also have clinical shifts that I'm required to do. So those entail ambulance rides. So I'll ride as a student for anywhere from 12 to 16 hours. And then last semester I did, we also had to do some shifts in the emergency department as well.
It's pretty cool.
So that's kind of weird. It seems like they ought to work on that a little bit. If you're a present EMT and you're working, that those hours don't accumulate somehow to where you don't have to turn around and say a student. And would you wear what you got on today, your Motlow State?
Yes, yeah. So I would wear this exact uniform right here, and so when I'm at work, I function as an advanced EMT, and when I'm a paramedic student, I actually have the scope of practice of a paramedic.
Gotcha.
So
that makes sense.
The usefulness of me being able to do these clinicals is that if the situation arises, I'm able to perform the interventions as a paramedic under the direction of the paramedic I'm riding with,
overseeing
to do these advanced procedures. And that's how we learn. We're able to do these procedures for the first time before we're a paramedic, so that the first time we're doing it is not out in the field and by ourselves and everything.
I figured when you're in the polo that you have with paramedic student that you get punked quite a bit by by the people you normally work with.
Yes. Funny enough, so through the summer, through the paramedic program, we have an internship that we have to do. It's 250 hours of clinical rides we have to do throughout our summer, and we pick a paramedic preceptor that we ride with, the same one throughout the entire summer, and that person is in charge of really making the final checkoff, saying that Blake is ready to be a paramedic. I've seen him all summer, and he can function as a paramedic. But yesterday, I know these guys very well because it's actually at the same station that I work at. I'm doing my 24-hour shift, and then I'm riding another 16 hours with the off-going crew. And so I know those guys really well, but we ran on a call yesterday, and we were putting the patient in the back of the ambulance, and I turned to the EMT on the truck, and I told him, hey, we're going to do this, or let's just go. I'll do everything in route. And one of the firefighters is like, you just let him, when he's a paramedic student, tell you what to do and all this stuff. But you definitely get get made fun of a lot.
Rookie.
Yeah, exactly. I've worked for Rutherford County coming up on 3 years, but the moment I put this on, I'm back to first day, and you get all the jokes.
I bet.
I get it. Gary, I want to get you back in here in the conversation.
Okay.
It seems like
I just want to say that if anything happens to me, I want Blake close by
exactly.
to take care of me and get me back on the right road.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just through my years in law enforcement, I think we got one of the best, emergency medical facilities with Rutherford County that we got in the state, in the southeast. I mean, those guys are amazing, and girls that we've got working over there. Alongside many of driving ambulances or being in the back of the bus with them working on people. It's just amazing what they've been through. I know back in the 90s when I went on, they advanced us to the point where we took a class and they gave us ambu bags, which are pretty standard nowadays, but it was a step up for us to have bags in the back of our patrol cars, and we were actually saved a heart attack victim one day on the side of the road that had a heart attack driving down the road, and it was kind of a big deal. But that was the advancements that I felt like Rutherford County was taking those steps in, that we were able to bring a man back to life. And you always question if it really works or not until that day, and it worked. And, all of a sudden he's wanting to sit up and get off the stretcher before we're off the road yet from he was coding when we started the whole deal. Wow. So it's amazing. So
definitely.
Well, Gary, tell us about the admissions process. I think you said orientation started yesterday.
They did. We had about 110 students come in yesterday. The admissions, we're an open door institution, so as long as a student has graduated from high school or taken the HiSET test, we will accept them. We place based on ACT scores if a student has taken them. If not, they can choose to take all learning support classes. Yeah. And learning support classes are those classes that are designed to refresh skills, to get a student ready for college level classes. But now, the classes are married together. So there's a learning support English class that ties to a college level English class. So the student is working to refresh and get skills up to where they need to be, but they're putting that to use with a college class. So they're getting college class credit as they're working on those learning support classes. So we've seen great success with that as well. So that's always a plus to be able to see students do well. The admissions process is simple. It takes about 30 minutes to complete online, and it's basic questions. That's the first and only time we ask for the social security number, and then address, where did you go to high school, have you been to a college or university, all those basic types of questions. And then in 3 days, the student gets an email to their personal email account with next steps, a welcome from the college, and you create your account. So it's called Motlow Hub, and a student logs into that, and it's a simple way of logging in. If there's problems or they can't get in, they can call our IT help desk and can get connected with that to get the assistance to get in.
What is that number, do you know?
931-393-1512.
We'll get you to repeat that again before you leave.
Okay, not a problem. And then they click on My Motlow, and they upload a copy of their driver's license or state-issued photo ID to show they're a state resident. They also complete an immunization form that talks about mumps, measles, rubella, and varicella, and also hepatitis B. I've had the shot, I will take the shot, or I've not had the shot. And any of those three will work, with the exception of if they're trying to get into a medical program, and then they have to show that they've had the shots. And then the high school sends the transcript, or testing center sends HiSET scores or GED scores. Those are loaded onto the system. If they've attended a college or university or even a TCAT or a tech school, we have to have a copy of those transcripts as well. They're loaded onto the system, evaluated, and then a student, if they're a transfer student, meaning they've been to a college, university, or tech school, they can meet with a completion coach and register. If they are a brand new incoming student, first-time freshman, then they have to go through orientation. And they register for a session in their My Motlow account. And as I said, we started those yesterday. We had 110 new students on campus, and they learned information about the college. They met different college staff. They had a tour of campus. They met with an advisor and then registered for their classes. And then the new thing we have this year is a resource fair. So as the students are finishing up, they can stop by and talk to Yolanda in Disability Services, or Kim in the counseling office, Eric with Tennessee Reconnect, Jonathan with Tennessee Promise, the Honors College. Jackson was there and represented them, and different resources that we have available, and the tutoring center as well, that students can take advantage of. And those services are free to students. They don't have to pay anything to schedule a time to meet with Kim if their lives are hectic and they just need someone to talk to with counseling services, or if they have documentation with disabilities, they can meet with Yolanda and be able to get accommodations. So there's many different opportunities and resources that are free to the students that they can take advantage of. It's not like high school though. Their documentation doesn't follow them. They have to self-disclose that they need those assistants.
Right. So it's not too late. So if we've got some kids that just graduated and they were like, I don't want to do anything, I'm just glad to be over school, and now they're second guessing that decision, that
they can still
maybe
apply.
ought to go. Y'all got a window of opportunity.
That's
but
correct.
Best way to do today would be basically log on, go to Motlow's website, and start the process,
and then click apply. That's
Got it.
correct. And it's not too late. The application deadline's around the 15th of August, so there's enough time to get that going. And then there's a FAFSA, free application for federal student aid, that's required as well for those Tennessee Promise, Tennessee Reconnect, and Tennessee Strong programs that the state has, and the lottery and different things of that nature. So that would also have to be completed, and that can take a little while to get completed, submitted, and then anything that's needed to be completed, financial aid requirement wise, to be processed. So sometimes that takes a little bit longer. So if anybody's wanting to start in the fall, I would encourage them to do that today so that they don't miss any deadlines.
I know we had Ginger Graves. She's the Smyrna Library director over there, but she even said that, like your FAFSA and things like that, if you're having trouble with online getting it, because they've got online access, but they've actually got people that can sit there and kind of help you with that application process.
Definitely.
So
our
that's something I
one-stop
want to get out there.
Our one-stop team, Tabitha, Autumn, and Clay are on campus Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and they will sit with students and help them. And then we have Tina and Michelle that are in the financial aid office that will sit and assist as well.
So the gist of it is there's money available,
correct,
and you want them to become students, so it just takes a little bit of effort, but
correct,
they'll welcome you in this fall.
That's right.
Be a Motlow
It takes
State
a little while to
College.
get started, and all the forms that are completed, and then when that happens, it's a good process to go through to get started.
That's great. Again, you're listening to Gary Witten. He's the Director of Community Engagement with Motlow Community, I guess it's Motlow State Community College now, and Blake's still here with us with the EMT program over there with him. But we're going to take our second break, and we'll come right back in just a minute.
Hi, this is Lisa Halliburton with Bell Jewelers. Bell Jewelers has a wide selection of gifts for you in all different price ranges, anything from Pandora to pre-owned Rolex watches, Longines watches, clocks, and Rutherford crystal, all price points to meet your budget. Bell Jewelers is celebrating 143 years in business, and we're located at 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots.
The Tennessee Lottery congratulates this year's graduates from all the colleges and universities across the state. Your achievements set the stage for a brighter tomorrow. We're happy to have helped along the way by raising more than $6.8 billion for education and funding over $1.9 million scholarships and grants, including Hope Scholarships, Tennessee Promise, and much more. Visit dionlottery.com to see how our proceeds support successful futures.
This is Dr. David Morris with Magnolia Medical Center. Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet, burning pain, balance problems, and decreased quality of life? Magnolia Medical Center can help.
Magnolia Medical Center in Murfreesboro. Online at magnoliamedicalcenters.com.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
Get pharmacy services with a cherry on top from Reeves Sane, Murfreesboro's hometown pharmacy since 1980 at 1801 Memorial Boulevard and at reeves-sane.com.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And good morning and welcome back to the third segment of the Tuesday morning edition of the WGNS Roundtable. And this morning we've had Mr. Gary Whitten, who's Director of Campus Engagement at Motlow State Community College, and we've had the pleasure of Blake Hutchins, Rutherford County paramedic student. And Blake, you've done a very good job of explaining your situation in that program. Gary, so with it being a community college, I presume that there's a group of students that will come just to get their university prerequisites to go on to like MTSU.
Correct.
And then you have a certain group of students like Blake that know exactly the direction they're going. What is the mix of those that are just trying to get the foundation and those that are like nursing or paramedic or something like that?
It changes every semester, and we serve so many different students and different ways of approaching the end goal. So sometimes we have students that just come in for 2 semesters and take classes because maybe their high school GPA wasn't high enough to transfer to MTSU or to go to MTSU. So they'll come in and do some classes with us and then transfer to MTSU as a transfer student and have a transfer GPA. And we also have a program that if they take at least 15 hours, college hours with us, that they can reverse transfer. So they would take those 15 hours or 24 hours, depending on how many the university required, and then they would transfer to the university. And then as they're working each semester, the university sends their transcript back to us. And when they've met the requirements for the associate's degree, then we award them that degree.
Wow.
That started with the Complete College Act of 2010, and we've had some good luck with that as well. Because not every student wants an associate's degree. Some students just want to come in and get those classes needed and then transfer on to the university. And then we have, as we talked about earlier, the EMT and nursing and mechatronics, and I failed to mention education earlier as well. So sometimes we have a large group of students that come in that just want to do general studies, just the basics to get themselves started. But then they might have a class with Debbie Simpson in education and think, that's what I want to do, I want to teach. Or they may have a class with Lila Seiler or Kate Benson, that psychology, sociology, and they're like, no, that's really what I want to do. So students are able to change their major every semester. We just encourage them to really look at the curriculum to make sure that's not going to extend the time that they have to stay with us. Because Tennessee Promise, you only have 5 semesters to complete your degree, and that's the program from the state that graduating high school students can finish their high school diploma and they can come in with us, and it costs them very little. It's a state funded program. It's a last dollar scholarship. So they do the FAFSA, and if they qualify for Pell Grant or TSAC money or the Hope Lottery, all that money comes off first. And then Tennessee Promise steps in and takes over any additional cost, except science lab fees, any other type of those fees, and the books and supplies. Tennessee Promise does not pay for that. Tennessee Reconnect is a similar program through the state for working adults, and they have up to 5 years to complete a degree with taking at least 2 classes per semester. And that's been very successful for us as well, with getting some of the non-traditional adult student aged in to complete. And then Tennessee Strong is for the Air Guard and the National Guard students that have exhausted their tuition, their federal tuition assistance program. So there's several different ways of with the state to help with the tuition costs.
What's the average out-of-pocket cost for a student, say, a semester?
Right at $9,000 to complete an associate's degree in 2 years.
out of pocket.
Correct.
After exhausting all those scholarship opportunities and everything.
In whole, it's
whole.
$9,000, and
Okay.
then each student's different on what they might qualify for. But the FAFSA, the free application for student aid, is the first step to get that completed.
And Blake was saying at the campus there in Smyrna that you have labs that you can practice and work on procedures. As far as the Megatronics, is there facilities there, or do you have to use TCAT?
We have a lab. We have 2 labs, in fact, for
That's a very expensive endeavor there.
Megatronics and the robotics program have just been added. We have a couple of robot trainers as well that students can work on our campus.
Okay.
Yep.
And I guess we ought to bring it up because a lot of people listening right now might not know where the Motlow campus is in Smyrna, but where are y'all located?
We're at 5002 Motlow College Boulevard. We're right off Sam Ridley Parkway past the YMCA. So if you find the YMCA, turn onto Motlow College Boulevard, travel the boulevard to the end, turn right, and we're right there.
Big, huge campus from what
We
it
have
used
3
to be.
buildings now, that's right.
Yeah.
So we have grown quite a bit since 2006 when it opened.
Any future expansion planned?
The master planner was on campus back in 2016 and thought we could have between 5 and 7 buildings in total. So
Wow.
There is.
It's impressive back there.
That's very
I haven't been back
impressive.
there in a little while, and I was just back there a month or so ago now, but it's impressive how much
The
bigger
town
it
of
is.
Smyrna has been very generous with land that they've donated to the college. So we're very pleased to be there and to be a part of the Rutherford County and the town of Smyrna.
Yeah, it's impressive. Not that I'm asking for people to go back there and look, but with today's age, have purpose if you're going back there, but don't go back there and loiter around. But it's a nice campus.
They're welcome to reach out and want to come visit. We'll make that happen for them.
Good deal.
As far as we just talked about facilities, as far as new educational programs, do you have things that you're looking for in the future?
There are several on the horizon. I've heard of some different ones. Nothing has been confirmed to me, so I'm not going to get into those, but there are several that are being investigated to try to bring in to help students educate themselves to be productive members of society.
So which area of learning do you have the most students pursuing presently? Do you know that?
Those that are working towards a bachelor's degree. So they're coming in the Associate of Science, the Associate of Arts degrees, so that they can finish up the associate's degree, transfer to the university, and finish their bachelor's. Business administration, criminal justice, education, those are probably the top 3.
Okay.
What about partnerships with high schools? So my daughter was a Smyrna High student. She was dual enrolled through Bethel,
Right.
and 2 weeks before she got her high school diploma, she walked the stage at Bethel and got her associate's degree. So I know y'all partnership for one with like Laverne High School.
That's
Any
great.
of the others?
We
right
have
now,
we have several agreements with different schools, not on the same level as Laverne High School. We have an early college program. So this last academic year, 69 Laverne High School students, juniors and seniors, were on our campus. That was their home base, and they took
69 of them.
69.
Wow.
And they took they earned their associate's degree on May 8th when we graduated, and then on May 14th they earned their high school diplomas.
That's impressive.
That's really cool.
It really was. I was at both ceremonies, and it was really interesting to see both of those, and how different, and how it's just a really neat thing to see.
Longest tenured faculty member at Motlow in Smyrna?
Phyllis Adams. She's been with us. She'll start her 36th year in August of this year.
And what does she do?
She teaches speech and theater, and also a new diversity class that we have.
Bless her heart.
She was my teacher back in the summer of 1995.
That's pretty cool. You can tell her today that you gave her a shout out.
That's right. That's right.
She'll critique your speaking today.
That's okay. That's okay.
Please don't listen to us.
Yeah.
I'll give her your phone numbers and she can call you too.
Well, the good thing is she'll be fixated on Blake, saying, "My, what an eloquent young man."
Exactly.
Talk about again how to connect with Motlow as far as application process again, and
Sure.
give that number if
IT help desk.
Yeah, IT help desk. Yes.
The easiest way to visit and to find out any information about the college is motlow.edu. That's motlow.edu. And then the IT help desk for anything trying to log into the My Motlow or the Motlow Hub account is 931-393-1512. And if you have any questions or need assistance, you can call me directly at 615-220-7803.
Great. Thank you guys for being with us today. We thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for your continued support of the college. We really appreciate it.
Gary, thank you. Blake, thank you.
Anything we can ever do, if you got some announcement or something, please let us know.
Perfect.
We'd be glad to get on the airways for you and have you take care of
One
it.
announcement for me. You know, they have that Slow Down Tennessee. Let's just slow down, people. You know.
Are you speaking from experience?
Well, just watching the traffic lately, you know, with we have children and grandchildren in these vehicles. Please slow down.
True.
I agree. Guys, it's going to be sunny and 75 today. Actually 86, but it's 75 right now. So get out, do a walk, have something good. But thanks. I hope you enjoyed our show today, and we'll be back with you again next Tuesday as usual. Have a great day.